Hello, this is G, and this is the video for Aquarius Rising, Aquarius Ascendant, November 2019. In this video, I am going to go over for you the energies of this month, and we are going to be discussing where is Mars born in your chart, and this matters because it will be in this particular location. Well, the essence of it will be in this particular location for the next 2.5 years of your life. Where is the greater cosmic consciousness happening in your chart? That's when Jupiter and Sagittarius and Venus touch into the galactic center, where we literally are giving God's grace on that, well, in that location of our life, greater cosmic consciousness, GCC, okay? Also going to talk about, we're going to touch on where does the new moon happen. That's in Sagittarius as well. And we're going to talk about where does the full moon happen for you. That's in that's in Taurus this month. I'm going to try to stop saying So let's just get on with your reading. If you have never been here before, this is all astrology. All astrology. We do free subscriber readings. Comment your birth info below. Go ahead and text us your digits or comment your digits. Let us know your birth info and we give you a free reading. Every subscriber is given one legit reading, okay? Now then, let's move on to Aquarius, Ascendant, Aquarius Rising. On the 1st of November, Mars came out from the shadows and it basically is reborn. Mars is now visible. When Mars is visible, it is being born in your 9th house, okay? So for the next 2.5 years, Aquarius Risings, for the next 2.5 years, Mars is going to give you the impetus, it's going to give you the drive, it's going to give you the passion, it's going to give you the assertiveness, the take charge, the I'm going to do this in areas of higher learning, in areas of taking long journeys, areas of foreigners, like meeting foreigners, right? And going to meet foreigners, areas of religion and philosophy and beliefs and opinions, and doing things that would get you to a greater understanding about all those things I just listed. That's for the next 2.5 years. All right. There's a lot going on. So I'm moving on to 11/11. 11/11, there is a conjunction with Mercury and the Sun, and it's receiving divine assistance from Neptune. Now this happens, well, Mercury is information, okay? The Sun's going to be there, so it's going to light up some piece of information. Mercury is communication. Mercury is knowledge. Mercury, in ancient times, was known as the messenger of the gods. That's Mercury. This happens in your 10th house, okay? 10th house is our highest ambitions. It is the house where it's our house where we decide, you know what? That's what I want to be known for. Okay? It's the house of our responsibilities. It's where we feel, not only do we want to be known for, but we feel that we have to be known for this particular thing, that we have to do this one thing, because we kind of have this sense of, I have to do it. I'm responsible. I have to do it, right? So this happens in your 10th house. Now, that means you have Scorpio in your 10th house, okay? Having Scorpio up there in that location, Scorpio is all about merging resources, all about other people's finances, but not just necessarily their finances, but how I merge my finances with them. It's the house of sharing, how we share our resources, okay? So having that up there, well, you figure it out. You figure it out for how it would look for you in your life. I don't have a specific chart in front of me to talk about, and in astrology, it requires your birth chart. So this is just a general overall reading. But when we understand that we're going to be getting information there, okay, we're going to be getting knowledge. on that day, 11/11, you may want to set some time apart to kind of chill, to sit down, have a moment where you're turning off technology, where you're allowing information to come through so that you can hear it. Whether it be audibly, whether it be through visions, whether it be in dreams, whether it be while you're doing something creative. Doing something that doesn't require the intellectual mind, but the other side of the brain, okay? Using the side that utilizes imagery, okay? That's important. This is typically how we get that information, okay? Now, it could be something as simple as getting information, more information about what it is that you want to do. It could pertain most definitely to work. It could pertain to a job, okay? It could pertain to, astrology would fall into that realm because it's Scorpio as well. Having Scorpio there means you're like the ultimate investigator, okay? So professionally, you would be someone who digs, who researches, who will stop at nothing to get to the source of knowledge. And what I want to say is that on this particular day, I think it's fascinating though, because we're getting information. We're getting a download from Neptune. Neptune's assisting, okay? Pluto's assisting too. So the beauty of that is that it's like our soul's coming through and giving us information that day as well, okay? I'm going to keep moving along because I'm going to try to wrap all this up together in a nice pretty picture, a nice package so that it's, something like these beautiful nuggets you can carry forward with you. Now, on the 12th, the very next day, we have this full moon. And its full moon is down in your fourth house for Aquarius Risings. The full moon is then in your fourth house. So fourth house is like family, right? Family, home, mother. Those are fourth house issues. Fourth house is my inner emotional world, my inner peaceful world. It's our psychological foundations. Okay, that's the fourth house. So with the moon there, it's as though there's going to be closure around something on that. Okay. And this is great because this whole month is kind of doing that. This whole month is all about getting information from our soul and gathering information all the way until the 21st, and then having an idea come the end of the month, well, closer after the 21st, what we're releasing, what we're letting go of. And having the full moon in that house would probably mean there might be issues around childhood that come back and that you give closure to. Maybe there's forgiveness that happens, okay? Again, this is just a general reading, okay? This is a general overview of the energies at hand. You have free will. You can use these energies how you see fit, all right? Now, moving along, we're going to then go to the 21st. That's when Mercury is born and goes direct, okay? This is back up in your 10th house again, okay, that I talked about earlier when we spoke about Mercury and the sun and getting the divine knowledge from Neptune. Well, this is happening. Mercury is actually coming to light, is actually being reborn in the 10th house for you. It is at this time where you're going to take all the information you have been gathering, all the information you have been receiving, all right, the divine frequencies that came in, that you tuned yourself into, and I asked you to spend time to listen, okay, or to spend time touching into the other side of the brain and not the logical thinking part of the brain, okay, but the creative side of the brain, all right. After the 21st is a time when we have clarity because Mercury goes direct, Mercury's reborn. I also want to mention that since this is happening in your 10th house, don't be surprised if somehow you are acknowledged and recognized for something in a professional way, okay? Now I'm going to move to the 23rd. The 23rd is when we have Jupiter and Venus sitting on top of the galactic center in Sagittarius at 27 degrees. This is in your 11th house. This is your groups. You see the progression, right? We've just talked about the 10th. Now we're talking about the 11th house. This is our groups. This is our community. Some people like to belong to political groups. Some people consider their church, They go to their church every Sunday. That's your 11th house. It's where you go to congregate, right? I have a friend who goes every Tuesday to crafting. That's her group. But she does a lot of things. There's a lot of different groups that she has. But if you were younger, like Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, right? Brownies, these were groups. Every Tuesday, they go bowling. That's a group activity, right? I used to do ghost hunting with other people. It was a group activity. Astrology. I talk about astrology is the 11th house as well. I don't know why I never ever remember to tell people that. But astrology is the 11th house as well. And I know this. There's just a lot of meanings for a lot of these houses. And sometimes you just don't remember to say them all. So at this time, when you're getting information from there, okay, and it's happening in that 11th house, this is a time when the information that comes in, and because it's after the 21st, you can trust this information. You can trust it. This is information from the universe. This is information in combination with the information you've been getting from your soul. Because our soul has been peeking through. Little by little, it has been peeking out, it's been coming through, but now we're coming upon a time at the end of November where our soul has emerged and it says, okay, it is no longer me, a spiritual being stuffed inside this physical body, this physical vehicle. No, my soul is going to shine through. This is what I came to do. This is me. And I will be acknowledged and recognized. I might not be liked all the time for this degree of my being that is now shining and it will not be denied, but this is me. And I have to come to a place now, which you will. Our new moon now is the very next day. I'm sorry, the new moon is then on the 26th. We have a new moon at 4 degrees in Sag, your same house. You know, are you into astrology? These are Aquarians. Aquarians are astrologers, okay? Now I realize that there's other areas of your chart because Aquarius is the 11th house. There's other areas of your chart that would make astrology either easier for you or harder for you. But this information coming through in the 11th house for you at this time in Sag, this is wonderful. You know, for you, searching and getting together with a group, you might be a group that travels, that wants to be is not sitting down at a desk like I am right now, looking at a computer screen. But the 11th house is also the internet, right? So there's lots of ways we can travel. We can get in a car and travel. We can get in a rocket ship and travel. We can get on a canoe and travel. We can get on a bike and travel. I can also sit here on the internet and connect with people from the other side of the world. So in a sense, that's traveling. I could sit here in this chair and close myself off to the physical, tangible world, and I can travel to a realm that doesn't exist on the physical plane. There's a lot of different ways to travel. And it looks to me as though that's kind of what that's going to look like for you. Different ways to travel, different ways to explore, to seek, okay? So it is groups, all right? But you may find that it may simply be seeking more Aquarian things, seeking ways in which to serve. That's the house of the humanitarian, okay? Now, I already mentioned the 26th, which was the new moon. So at this new moon time, Venus goes into tangible Capricorn, okay? Venus is about what I value, my money, my resources, the tangible world. I like beautiful things, okay? Venus likes shoes. That's Venus. When you connect that to the tangible, it's as though something tangible, like we're receivers of something tangible. It's a very good possibility something tangible comes in because we got all this information and this knowledge just 3 days before. And now here we are on the new moon where we can set our intentions. And Venus comes in and sits there in Capricorn and says, okay, with all that information that we got, right? Our soul came through. Divine guidance from Source came through. We were gathering Scorpio energy and Mercury that entire time, investigating and just pulling in. So we have all this knowledge now. So now we can set these intentions to really receive that which we value. I think this is a great time to manifest this month. I really do. I really believe it's a wonderful time to, as long as we are aligning with the energy from our source, I think that if we are following through, I said energy from source, but just as important, energy from our soul and lining up with our soul's goals. I believe that at this time, we can use the November 26th new moon in Sagittarius to be the ultimate explorers and to dream higher than we ever dreamt before and to attain the unattainable that we could have never perceived before. Okay? And I'm going to wrap up your reading for Aquarius, November 2019. Thank you.